Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize this is my 10th year playing in this tournament. Obviously, a home event. It's nice to end the year at home and really everybody in the field getting to see what Sea Island brings. And obviously, it's been awesome weather the past couple days, and it's just a lot of fun. It's very relaxed this week, and going to some parties, listening to some music. It's been awesome. So I'm excited for the week. Ready to get going and end the year on a high note.
And looking back at last year's T6, which was kind of sandwiched between a couple other top finishes leading into the new year and your first of 2 wins last season, just overall state of your trajectory through last season leading up to the first of what would be a 2-win season for you.
Yeah, I think in some of my best years on the PGA Tour, I've played great in the fall. Kind of rode that momentum through the fall and into the first of the year out in Hawaii and some on the West Coast. So played some great golf here, kind of backs it up, winning with Matt Kuchar at the QBU shootout, and then running into Kapalua and ended up winning there. So I definitely I work hard in these tournaments. I'm very focused and kind of use these as a springboard for the new year, and it's a place to try some stuff and really see where your game's at heading to our mini off season. But just like last year, I'm really not going to take off a lot of time this off season. I'm going to prepare and get ready for the West Coast and see if I can use a week like this to build some momentum.
All right, great. Well, with that, we will open up to questions for media on the line. Just a reminder, if you have a question for Harris, please drop it in the chat. At that time, you can turn your video on and go off mute. We will start with Sean Martin from PGAtour.com. Sean, take us away.
Hey, Harris. Just want to check, how's the back and what ended up being the issue?
Yeah, Sean, good to see you. Yeah, it just flared up at the CJ Cup. I was planning on taking a couple weeks off and just really wasn't ready to play Mexico. I wasn't 100%, and that's kind of has been my MO the last couple years of I'm going to be 100% physically and mentally going into tournaments, and I wasn't ready to play Mexico, but I'm ready to play now, and it just flared up. I'm 32 years old, and I don't know if I took a bad step walking through the desert or what, but got it ready to go, and looking forward to playing here, playing the Hero and QBU shootout in a few weeks.
Yeah. Cool. That was all. Thank you.
Yep.
Next, we'll go to Shane Ryan, Golf Digest. Shane?
What's going on, Harris? First question, do you like the name Sea Island Mafia? That?
I don't ever use that. I mean, we've had some fun with that, and it's actually nice to be a part of that team. I mean, Davis Love started it when Lucas Glover was down here, Matt Kuchar, Zach Johnson. So there's definitely a new breed of the Mafia, and there's definitely a lot of younger guys that are coming on tour and coming on the Korn Ferry Tour that you'll see a lot more Sea Island guys in the mix.
You just used Mafia, I hate to tell you. So, yeah, I was curious, I'm working on a story about it. We know you guys are all friends and close. Day to day when you're not on tour, are you hanging out with each other? Are you playing golf with each other, doing dinner with each other? Kind of some details on that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it definitely helps that I went to college with a lot of these guys down here. Brian Harmon, Hudson Swafford, played against Patton Kazire growing up. Keith Mitchell went to the same high school, and he went to Georgia as well. And just a lot of good guys down here. We all have similar interests outside of golf, whether it's hunting, fishing, watching college football, watching sports. So it's easy to hang out with them. I live in the same neighborhood with a couple of them, so we go to each other's house a good bit. And it's just a very relaxed atmosphere down here. And yes, we do all hang out a lot.
Who do you hang out with the most, or who do you live closest to?
I live closest to Patton. I mean, we live probably 4 houses down from each other. So, I mean, he just had his second kid. So I don't know if I'm going to be watching as many sports as I have the last couple of years with Patton, but walked down his house, watching some Braves games these past couple months. So it's always fun. College football time, we can all get together, and that's probably all of our favorite sport to watch.
Thanks, sir.
Yep.
All right, next we'll go to Adam Schupak, Golf Week. Adam?
Adam?
Harris, just following up on what was asked there before, do you Do you get confused for Hudson Swafford even on island?
I do for sure.
Really? Even
We
at
were roommates in college, and teachers would get us mixed up, and even here. It's more people that don't really know us too well that it'll be a quick, hey Hudson, hey Harris, and then they kind of realize after they do a double take that we're not the one they called us. But it's fun. We've obviously gotten it since we were 15 or 16 years old, so it's bound to keep happening.
Do you consider the home game an advantage, or is it tougher to actually have the home game?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely kind of pros and cons. I mean, it's not a normal week. It's not us going on the road, staying in a hotel, staying in a house. I mean, got some family in town. I mean, you just got to embrace it. I mean, it's a lot of fun having this tournament. I've learned to embrace it, and you can't really treat it as much like a normal week. You got to have fun. It's great. It's at the end of the year. Everybody's real relaxed out here, and it's just been fun, and that's kind of how I've treated it. It's great having some family in to watch, and especially being pretty close to where I grew up. A lot of people that I hadn't seen in a while get to come watch me play, and it's definitely a blessing to have those people come out and watch.
How does the community celebrate your victories, and what do you think would happen if you won this tournament?
Yeah, everybody around St. Simons, Brunswick, Glenn County love this event, and they almost treat this like a major. So I think it's time a St. Simons resident finally wins the tournament, and you'll definitely get a lot more recognition if you did win the RSM being from St. Simons. So somebody's got to put a victory on the board, and I hope it's me.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go back to Sean Martin. Sean?
Wanted to ask about the President's Cup. Obviously, you want to make all the national teams. What would it mean to play for Davis? What kind of roles he had in your career? Do you think you start lobbying him in the summer at all, or what would it be like just playing on the casual rounds with a guy who also might be picking you in a few weeks?
Yeah, I mean, Davis has been unbelievable. I mean, we all call him Uncle Davis down here. I mean, he's the reason a lot of us moved down here, to be around him, to learn the game from him. I can't imagine a better guy, a better mentor to have in the game of golf, on the golf course and off the golf course. So he's been kind of the mother hen for all of us down here, and will really do anything for any one of us. So he's been great. And talking about the President's Cup, and it'd be amazing to play for him. I don't know what I am on the list right now, but he knows that I'll be all in if I do make that team, and it'll just make it more special being able to play for him up at Quail Hollow. And I know a lot of Carolina Blue will be out there, and it'd be amazing. And playing the Ryder Cup this past year just gives me every more incentive to keep making those teams, because it's truly an unbelievable experience.
Cool. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll go back to Shane Ryan.
Hey, Harris, from where I'm sitting, it's been almost 2 years since you've been, back and having a lot of success. At this point, is it in your personality to take time to appreciate that? Are you kind of like a move forward type guy? Like, what do you think about that? The fact that you now have these 2 really successful seasons.
Yeah, I'm definitely a move forward type guy. I mean, I'm never really satisfied. I mean, it's great to appreciate. I love being able to obviously play in the Ryder Cup and get recognized for some good play, and playing a tournament that's the pinnacle of our sport, playing for your country and playing for Steve Stricker. So that was all awesome, and I got to experience, but it just makes me want to keep going and keep getting better and try to make those teams for the next 10 or 15 years. I mean, that's been a goal of mine, and once you have a taste of it, you just want more of it. And I'm working harder now than ever, and I'm going to keep working hard and keep getting better. I mean, that's the beauty about this game, is you can there's stuff you can always work on and always get better at, and I'm definitely one that always focuses on what's in front of me and how to get better.
Are you at all superstitious, as in if I take time to appreciate it or be complacent, I might lose, the thing I have? Like, it's important not to do that?
Well, there's definitely time to take off, but I'm under the feeling if you're not working on something, working on getting better, then you're getting worse. I mean, taking too much time to appreciate what you've done in the past is not going to help you do anything going forward. So I always like working. I think this game takes a lot of work to get really good at it, and especially at the level I'm at, to keep moving up is a lot more work and a little bit better golf here or there. So yeah, I mean, it's great to have family and friends congratulate you and say how great a couple years you've had, but it's been awesome. I love being in the moment, winning those tournaments, winning the Ryder Cup is awesome to experience that, and then you got to put that behind you and keep moving forward.
Just a real quick one. What's your favorite restaurant here?
Favorite restaurant is probably Delaney's. I wouldn't say it's the best atmosphere. The bar area is a good atmosphere, but it's hands down the best food on the island.
Thanks, sir.
Yep.
All right, we're going to go back to Adam Shupak. Adam?
We're all going to Delaney's tonight now.
Right.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving tradition?
Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays. I obviously love the food, eat way too much. I love kind of all the southern, the sweet potato casserole, the turnip greens, cornbread, stuff like that. I mean, it's some of my favorite food. I can only eat it for a day because I don't want to do anything but take a nap after. But I just love being with the family. It's a great time of year down here. On St. Simons, it can be 75 degrees and beautiful like it is right now, and it's just great to spend time with the family and kind of think about the past year and be thankful for what you have and what this crazy year, past couple years has given us. But it's one of my favorite holidays.
Thanks.
And over to Sean Martin.
Promise the last one. I just was curious when you said, you're always working on things and looking ahead. After you win the QB shootout again, what are the things you think you'll work on this offseason to prepare for Century?
Yeah, at this level, it's just the little things, the way you practice, the way you prepare, your pre-shot routine, just the little things every day. I think that's how I started getting back is doing the little things well every day, working on the fundamentals of golf that when you're under the gun you can really rely on and go back to and know that's in the bank when you're on the 18th hole, when you're on the 72nd hole. So it's just the little things that I got to get better at, that I got to keep prepping. But I feel like the work I've done the past 2 years obviously has been great. Justin Parsons has been great, my coach here at Sea Island, and he always keeps me in check. He always keeps me grounded, but working on the right stuff, and it's easy to let your mind wander in this game and start working on stuff that you're not really supposed to, and he always keeps me focused and keeps me working on the right things.
Cool, thank you.
And back to Shane. Shane Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah, last one too. Thanks for your patience, Harris. It was funny to listen to Lee Westwood on Sunday at the Ryder Cup, because he was basically like, 10 years earlier or 15 years earlier, he had been in the exact situation you were in, which is playing a singles match after the bigger match had been clinched. And his perspective was like, I just kind of stole one basically from Harris because I knew what that was like and he might not have. Just curious for your thoughts on that. Do you feel like you ran into sort of like a wily vet who knew the situation a little better?
Yeah, it was tough. I knew Lee's a good friend of mine, great guy. It was kind of situated in the match where I think we were walking down 14 or 15 where we basically had won the Ryder Cup, and it definitely kind of the wind goes out of your sails of you have all this adrenaline and you're pumped up, and I lost it. I regret that. I wish I would have stayed focused and kept that intensity throughout the whole match, but I dropped a little bit and I didn't play some good golf coming in, and Lee played great. And yeah, he got me, but I hope I get that opportunity again. I'm not gonna let it slip away like that.
I was gonna say, maybe when you're 48, you'll do that to some 42.
Yeah, I'm hoping he's the captain next year. I hope he's playing. He's a great guy, great competitor, and he'll represent the European team very well.
Thanks, man.
All right, Harris, final question, most important for last. Is this the year finally that Georgia gets over the hump against Alabama?
I think so, Amanda. got to stay focused. I think Kirby knows exactly the feeling the team has with being in Alabama for a while. I mean, he doesn't let them get too complacent about being number one, and they know they got a challenge every single week. And I think they step up to the plate. They haven't had a game where they fall flat, and I think that comes from the top. Kirby's got them going, and I hope we get to see it this year.